Let me tell you about the most honest thing a casino ever did. They put a little sign right above the slot machines. You've probably walked past it 100 times without really reading it. It says, "Must be 21 to play." That's it. That's the whole warning. Nothing about the fact that some of these machines are designed to take your money faster than others. Nothing about the red flags that employees on that same floor use every single day to decide where they won't play. Just the age thing. Real helpful, guys. Thanks for looking out. So today I'm going to do what that sign never did. I'm going to actually look out for you. I spent years working in this industry, not as a player, on the other side of it. And there's a very specific set of things that casino workers look for when they walk out onto that floor on their day off. Because yes, some of them still gamble. They're human, but they gamble differently. They walk past certain machines without even slowing down. They take one look at a screen or a location or a sound coming out a speaker, and they make a decision in about 4 seconds that takes a regular player $400 to figure out. Today I'm giving you those 4 seconds. For free. You're welcome. Before we get into it, I want to say one thing clearly because I don't want any angry comments. None of what I'm about to tell you is a winning strategy. The house always has an edge, full stop, end of sentence. What I'm giving you is the ability to avoid the machines that make that edge dramatically worse. There's a big difference between losing slowly and losing fast. And some of these machines are very, very fast. Let's talk about how to spot them. Warning sign number 1. The machine is in a gorgeous location and that should scare you. Here's the thing about prime real estate on a casino floor. The spots near the front entrance. The ones flanking the buffet line. The ones right next to the most popular table games where everyone is walking by and looking over. Those spots are not given away. Casinos spend serious money figuring out which locations get the most eyeballs per hour, and then they make a very deliberate decision about what goes there. You would think they'd put their best, most generous machines in the spotlight, right? Give people a great experience, build goodwill, spread the word. That would be very nice of them. That is not what they do. What they put in those premium spots are the machines that make the casino the most money, which, just to be clear, is the opposite of the machines that make you the most money. A beautiful, brand new machine sitting in the highest traffic spot on the floor is essentially the casino saying, "Hey, we really want you to play this one." And that sentence should be very suspicious to you. What they don't tell you is that the machines actually worth sitting down and are usually the ones you have to find. Tucked back near the high limit room, over by the cashier cage where nobody really wanders. That weird little alcove next to the sports book that always smells slightly of nachos. The machines back there don't need to be flashy because they're not trying to catch passing traffic. They're for the players who already know where they're going. I'm not saying every back corner machine is a golden ticket. I'm saying if a machine is basically waving at you from the entrance like, pick me, your first question should be why it's trying so hard. Before we move to the next machine-specific flag, let's talk about the room you're standing in. Because the biggest red flag isn't a machine, it's the building. Have you ever noticed that you can't find a clock in a casino? Or a window? This isn't just a cliche, it's atmospheric engineering. There's a famous debate in casino design between two philosophies, the Friedman style and the Kranes style. Bill Friedman wanted casinos to be labyrinths. Low ceilings, tight walkways, and machines everywhere, so you'd get lost and just start playing. But then came David Kranes. He designed playground casinos. High ceilings, beautiful fountains, and sunlight. Or at least very good fake sunlight. Why? Because if you feel relaxed and safe, you'll stay longer. If you're stressed in a dark maze, you might leave. But here's the worker's secret. Look at the carpet. Seriously, casino carpet is famously ugly. It's loud, it's busy, and it's visually exhausting. There's a theory that it's designed to keep your eyes moving up, away from the floor and onto the bright, shiny screens. If the floor was beautiful, you might look down and realize how long you've been standing in the same spot. Even the air is a red flag. It's usually kept at exactly 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Why? because that's the temperature where humans are most alert but least likely to notice time passing. Some places even use scent marketing, a specific synthetic smell pumped through the vents to trigger a sense of familiarity. When you smell that casino smell, your brain goes into play mode before you've even pulled out your wallet. Warning sign number 2. The screen is constantly busy, but your balance is constantly dropping. This one is sneaky because it's designed to be. Modern slot machines are basically tiny television shows. There's stuff happening all the time. Animations, little characters, spinning graphics, fireworks effects. The reels slowing down dramatically like they're building to something. It feels like a lot is going on. And that's exactly the point. Because some machines are coded so that the screen stays visually active and exciting on almost every single spin, regardless of whether that spin paid you anything. The screen is running one experience. Your credit balance is running a completely different one. And the gap between those two things is where a lot of players lose track of what's actually happening. You're watching a show. The show is very entertaining. Meanwhile, your money is leaving. Casino employees know to look at the balance first and the screen second. Always. If you're 3 minutes into a session and the screen has done 12 exciting things, but your credits are steadily heading south, that machine is giving you a great show and a bad deal. Don't confuse being entertained with being ahead. Those are two separate things that slot machines work very hard to blend together. Warning sign number 3. The machine is celebrating wins that are smaller than your bet. Okay. So this one I genuinely love talking about because it's one of those things that sounds impossible until you see it, and then you can never unsee it. You're playing a machine. You spin. The screen lights up. The music swells. Little coins fly across the display. The game clearly thinks something great just happened. You look at your balance. You bet $2. You won $1.20. The machine just celebrated you losing 80 cents. With fireworks, there was a fanfare. It sounded like you won something. You did not win something. You lost 80 cents while music played. This has an actual name in game design. It's called a loss disguised as a win. And it is not an accident. It is a feature. Researchers who study gambling behavior have found that these fake celebrations cause players to genuinely believe they're winning more than they are. Not because players are dumb, because the sound design is working exactly as intended. Your brain hears a win sound and logs it as a win before you've had a chance to check the math. Do that 200 times in a session, and your brain has been told wins are happening, while your wallet has been telling a very different story for 2 hours. Casino employees learn to tune out the sound and only watch the numbers. That is the habit. Watch the number. Everything else is theater. Warning sign number 4. You keep almost hitting the jackpot. Over and over and over. Let me paint you a picture. You sit down. Spin. 2 jackpot symbols land on the pay line. Third one stops just 1 position above. Close. You spin again. 2 jackpots. Third one lands 1 position below. So close. You 1 spin away, right? This machine is practically handing it to you. You keep going. You have to keep going. It's right there. Here's what's actually happening. The machine is not almost giving you the jackpot. The machine is showing you a picture that looks like almost giving you the jackpot. Those are 2 completely different things. The way the reels stop visually has very little to do with the actual odds of winning. The odds are handled by software running in the background. The visual display is just the animation on top of that decision. And that animation can be, and often is, coded to show a jackpot symbol landing just outside the pay line more often than pure chance would naturally produce. They call these near misses. Researchers who study brain activity found that near misses light up the same reward areas as actual wins. Your brain genuinely does not know the difference in the moment. So the machine gives your brain a win feeling without giving your wallet a win result. Repeatedly, until you've been sitting there for 45 minutes convinced you're due. You're not due. There's no due. Walk away from the machine that keeps almost hitting. It is not warming up. It is working exactly as designed. Let's pull back the curtain on the almost hit. To understand why a near miss is a lie, you have to understand the RNG, the random number generator. Most players think a slot machine is a physical set of reels spinning around. Even on digital screens, they think the spin is happening in real time. It's not. The The moment you press that button, the exact millisecond your finger makes contact, the game is already over. The RNG is a piece of software that is cycling through billions of numbers per second. When you hit spin, it grabs a number. That number corresponds to a result. Win $5, lose $2, or lose everything. The next 3 to 5 seconds of spinning reels? That's just a movie played for your benefit. Think of it like an email. When you hit send, the message is gone instantly. The little whoosh sound and the animation of the paper plane flying, that's just there to make you feel like something happened. This is why hot and cold machines don't exist. The machine doesn't remember that it just paid out a jackpot. It doesn't owe anyone anything. If a machine pays out $1 million, the very next millisecond, the RNG is back to its neutral cycle. A worker knows that sitting at a machine because someone else just warmed it up is like trying to catch lightning in the same spot twice. The lightning doesn't have a memory, and neither does the software. Warning sign number 5. The wins take forever to show up on your balance. Have you ever noticed that on some machines, when you hit a win, the credits don't just appear? Instead, there's a count up. The number ticks up slowly. It climbs and climbs. There's a little sound effect that escalates as it counts. And it takes like 5 or 6 full seconds to finish. That is not a loading time issue. That is not the machine being slow. That is a deliberate design choice that has been studied and documented. And the reason it exists is that the slow count-up feels good in a way that an instant credit update does not. Watching a number climb toward you activates something in your brain that's genuinely pleasurable. Same reason progress bars feel satisfying. Same reason countdown timers create anticipation. Game designers know this, and they use it. The problem is that the length of that count-up animation is not scaled to the actual size of your win. A tiny win gets the same 6-second ceremony as a significant one. So your brain experiences the full emotional arc of winning something meaningful. And then your balance reflects something much smaller. You feel like you just won. You sort of didn't. And somehow you're ready to spin again immediately because the whole experience felt positive. That's the trap. The ceremony is designed to reset your willingness to keep going regardless of what the math just did. Warning sign number 6. The bonus round is hitting all the time, but you're still losing. Bonus rounds are the main event in modern slot design. The whole game is basically an advertisement for the bonus. The base spins exist to get you to the feature. And when it hits, it's exciting. There's a whole new screen, different music, special animations, a sense that something significant is happening. Here's the part nobody frames this way. The bonus round is not extra money on top of the game. It's a chunk of the game's total payout budget that's been set aside and delivered in one dramatic moment instead of spread across small base game wins. Some machines handle this trade in a way that's pretty fair. Others use the bonus round as the main reason the base game pays almost nothing. So, when the bonus does hit, it covers the drought, but doesn't actually come out ahead of it. The way to check this is annoyingly simple, and most players never do it. Count how many spins it took to reach the bonus. Multiply by your average bet. That's your cost to reach it. Then look at what the bonus actually paid. If the bonus paid less than it cost you to reach it, that bonus round is not your friend. It is the most entertaining way the machine has found to take your money. Pretty lights, dramatic music, you lost $23. Casino employees do this math in real time. It becomes automatic after a while. If a machine is giving you lots of bonus rounds, but your balance is going the wrong direction after each one, that machine is using the bonus as a retention tool, not a reward. There's a word you'll hear casino workers use that most players don't: volatility. Imagine 2 machines. Machine A is an old-school 3-reel game with cherries and sevens. Machine B is a branded slot. Maybe it's themed after a hit movie or a pop star. Machine A is low volatility. It's designed to give you small, frequent wins. It wants you to sit there for 3 hours, drinking free soda and slowly losing your $50. It's a slow bleed. Machine B is high volatility. It's top-heavy. It has a massive jackpot and a huge, expensive bonus round. To pay for those giant prizes, it has to take your money much faster in the base game. Here is the red flag worker spot, the license. If a machine has the face of a famous actor, a hit TV show, or a massive movie franchise on it, that machine has a hidden tax. The casino has to pay a royalty fee to the studio that owns that brand. Where does that money come from? It doesn't come from the casino's profit margin. It comes from the RTP, return a player. A Batman or Game of Thrones slot machine almost always has a lower payout percentage than a generic, boring machine sitting right next to it. You're literally paying a premium to look at pictures of celebrities while you lose. Workers look for the boring machines, the ones that look like they haven't been updated since 1998. Those machines aren't paying royalties to anyone, which means they can afford to let you play just a little bit longer. Warning sign number 7. You didn't notice the bet size change. This one is the quietest warning sign on the list, and it has cost players serious money without them realizing until it's too late. Modern slot machines have denomination settings, line settings, bet multipliers, all of these little numbers that determine how much you're actually wagering per spin. They're usually displayed somewhere on the screen in a font size that suggests the machine does not really want you to read them. After certain things happen, a bonus round ending, the machine going idle, a software refresh, some machines reset these settings to a default. And that default is not set by you. It's set by whoever programmed the machine, which is to say it is set to whatever configuration generates the most revenue per hour. If you started your session at 50 cents a spin and the machine quietly bumped back up to $2 a spin after the last bonus round and you didn't notice, you're now playing at 4 times the cost you intended. That's not a glitch. That's the default doing its job. Every time there's any kind of pause or transition in your session, check the bet display before you spin. It takes 2 seconds. That 2 seconds has saved players more money than any strategy I've ever seen. Warning sign number 8. Your loyalty card is working harder for the casino than it is for you. Player reward cards are a genuinely good deal if you know what they are. They track your play and give you back a small percentage as free play, food comps, hotel discounts. Use them. Absolutely use them. They are free money and you should take the free money. But here is the part that most players don't spend enough time thinking about. When you use that card, the casino is collecting an extraordinary amount of data about you. What machines you play, how long you sit, what denomination you prefer, when you start sessions, when you end them, whether you play more after a win or after a loss. Over months and years, they build a behavioral profile that is more detailed than anything you've ever consciously tracked about your own habits. And then they use that profile to send you offers. Free play on a specific machine, a special promotion in a specific section of the floor, a mailer with a voucher that has to be redeemed in a particular area. That guidance is not random and it is not charity. It is the casino using your own behavioral data to steer you toward the games that are most profitable for them, given how you personally tend to play. The card is a good deal. The recommendations that come with it are not independent advice. Treat the free play like a coupon. Don't treat the machine it's loaded on like a recommendation from a friend. All right, let's bring this all home because I don't want you to walk away from this video feeling like the casino is this invincible villain and you're just a helpless little mouse. It's not that dramatic. The casino has an edge, yes. Some machines are worse than others, yes. But you have something too. You have the ability to observe. Most players are not observing. They're reacting. They see a fun screen, they sit down. They hear a near-miss sound, they keep going. They feel like something big is about to happen, they stay. None of those are observations. Those are feelings the machine created on purpose to keep you in the chair. The moment you start watching the bet display, counting the bonus math, noticing the sound playing over a losing spin, paying attention to where the machine is on the floor and why, you are now seeing the casino differently than 90% of the people on that floor. That is not a guarantee of anything, but it is a completely different relationship with the game, and it is free, which, on a casino floor, is basically the best deal available. Pick one warning sign from this list, just one, and use it the next time you walk into a casino. That's all I'm asking. One thing. Tell me in the comments which one you're going with, because I'm genuinely curious whether most people are surprised by the near-miss programming or the celebration sounds. Because in my experience, those two are the ones that make people the most annoyed in the best possible way. Subscribe if you want the table game version of this conversation, which involves some decisions that look like skill but absolutely aren't, and some that look like luck but actually aren't either. It's a fun one. See you there.